Hey guys, Big Red 310 back again. In the past 3 days, I've read 2 books and I've done my assignment. I have 1 book left that I plan on reading tomorrow and finishing the whole thing. Then I'm done for the summer. I have no more work I have to do over the summer. I saw Jared and RKO Kids NFC 2009 predictions. I want to include AFC. I doubt I will include it in. So let's get to the predictions. You guys are going to be pretty shocked when you see that because that's how I think. And let me go straight to the NFC West because that's the one I'm going to get the most shit for. Okay, Arizona Cardinals. Let me explain. Do you guys know of the NFC curse? It's happened twice, 3 times. Well, technically, you want to include the Eagles and the Bears into it, go ahead. But the main reasons were for the Panthers and the Seahawks. 2 teams that had never been to the Super Bowl. They went, and then they really made nothing else out of their seasons. Yes, the Panthers went to the NFC Conference Championship. They lost. And then after that, really not much else for the Panthers. Really up and down, up and down. I'll get to them later. Seahawks, really been mostly up and then lots of down for them lately. I see the Cardinals going in the same direction. A team that never went there. The next season, there's so much hype on them. There was tremendous hype on the Seahawks, I remember, because of Sean Alexander. And because of the fact that people believe, and I'm one of those people, that they were robbed out of the Super Bowl. So there was tremendous hype on them. There was tremendous hype on the Panthers too, I guess you say, because it was a really close game, and tremendous hype on the Cardinals. And you know what? The ladders didn't make much out of it, and I think the Cardinals are going to have to suffer a 7-9 year, in my opinion. Kurt Warner, I think he resigned. I'm not so sure. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't check the free agency. I'm pretty sure he did, though. And I was a little upset. I thought it's okay. They don't really have much else. I just think he's getting, his clock is ticking, if you know what I mean. Not for his life, for his football career. Sorry, sore throat. The Panthers. After 6 years, I think they finally, regrouped their team. And it took a long way. The Seahawks, I think, by 2011, will have finally regrouped their team. Notice they're in that transition process, in my opinion. Now, I think the Cardinals are going to go the same way. Maybe get a playoff seed in like 2 years, with what the Panthers did. And I think the Seahawks did. I'm not sure. But then, I don't see much from the Cardinals. Everyone's going, oh my God, the Cardinals are going to win the Super Bowl. The Cardinals are going to the Super Bowl. Wrong. Yes, they have the 2 best receivers. Well, it's debatable whether the 2 best receivers, Larry Fitzgerald probably, no doubt about it, is the best receiver in football. It's debatable if Anquan Boldin's the 2nd best, but it's definitely the best receiving corps. We can all agree with that. Yeah, but the running backs, Hightower, I like. I'm not a huge fan of him, unlike so many people are. So, Kurt Warner, like I said, I'm not that big of a fan anymore. I mean, he can still play football. But like I said, I think in the long term, since I believe the Cardinals will be in the long-term rebuilding, they're going to need someone else. But, whatever. Stay with Kurt Warner for now. Let's get to this. I'm definitely not going to have time for AFC. Okay, Giants, 11-5. They've just been that good the past 2 years. I see it happening again. No problem. Eagles, 10-6. Not much to say. Like I was going to say about the Eagles and the Bears, people say that, they never really kind of got their mojo back, if you know what I mean, especially with the Bears. I don't think they even made a playoff appearance. I could be wrong on that, though. And they really just get that close and not get there. And I think this is the year where they finally get back to the playoffs. Eagles, they went back to the playoffs last year, thank God. And they went pretty far, and I thought they would win against the Cardinals. I know RKO Kid was pretty pissed when they lost, when he called Arizona, quote-unquote, a phony, baloney, bullshit team. Yeah, that's not being biased. I'm kidding. Please don't bury me in your video. So yeah, I think the Eagles, I think they finally, maintained themselves. I think they're going to, basically I can't say more than what RKO Kid already said. They've got it down. I think the Eagles and Giants are by far probably the 2 best teams in the NFC, but I'm not so sure on that statement. Redskins, even with Albert Haynesworth, this is just a team that, wow, it surprised me. When they had Clinton Portis And like that first few weeks when Clinton Portis was hot. I mean really hot. Clinton Portis was exploding. He was probably the number 1 running back in football, even ahead of Adrian Peterson. I think it was last year. Could be wrong. For the first few weeks, he was really hot. And you know what? He really died down the rest of the season. And that's the story of the Washington Redskins. At many seasons, they get to a point, and then they kind of die down at the end. And you know what? Yeah, except like Trademark said, except that one year when John Taylor died, and they kind of boosted up at the end. If Taylor didn't die, in my opinion, that team would have lost those last 3 games. They're against really tough opponents. I think they played the Vikings. I know they played the Eagles. And it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame that this team has that. They have some quality factors, and they just can't do much with it. Cowboys, okay. Are you guys familiar with the TV show 4th and Long? I've been watching it every day since. It's that good of a show. Okay, well, 4th and Long is about Michael Irving holding a training camp. It's on Spike TV on Mondays. And he brings 6 wide receivers and like 6 D-backs. And each week, one gets eliminated until he gets 1 player to play for the Dallas Cowboys, most likely on special teams. And it's like the Dallas Cowboys, so prestigious, all this and that. Okay. Why are the Cowboys that big of a deal anymore? I mean, honestly, they have not won a playoff game since 1995. Ouch! That's bad. It's not the early 90s anymore. They're not that super dynasty that everyone, oh my god, I gotta be a Dallas Cowboy, America's team. No! And especially since they lost T.O., who was, some people debate this, don't slight my throat. Some people say he was their best player. I'm kind of iffy on that because they have, like, Terrence Newman's really good. DeMarcus Ware's great. So I can't really say that he's their best. It's debatable. But why are they such a big deal now? Why are they still, to this day, a big deal in American football? I don't get it. And I agree with everyone else. I think the Cowboys will tank this year. Not as bad as Arkale Kid said. Not as good as Trademark said either. Kind of like, not right in the middle, but a little 5-11. I'll go with that. Okay, like I said, Panthers. I'm not being biased here. I think that they finally got it together. And Trademark said it for me. I've said this many times in my videos. 2003, Super Bowl. 2004, 7-9. 2005, AFC Championship. 2006, nothing. 2007, they were very good. Jake Delhomme was an all-star quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback his first 3 games. Then he got injured, and they couldn't regroup without him. And 2008, boom, look where they went. Playoffs. So, yeah, they're kind of up and down, but I think they finally have regrouped themselves. I do think the Falcons are a bit overrated. People are saying this is the second best team in the NFC behind the Giants. I don't agree with that statement much at all. Matt Ryan, story of the year. One of the stories of the year of Matt Ryan. Just going crazy. And probably the first round quarterback that I've seen in a long time who really impressed me. And Vince Young didn't impress me his first year. Definitely got to give my props to Matt Ryan, but I think the team is overrated if you ask me. I mean, yes, they do have Roddy White, but, I don't like their receivers that much. Who else do they have? Michael Jenkins, is he still on that team? He's been on that team for years, and he hasn't done anything. Okay, the burner, Michael Turner, he's good. But Jerry Stone's fast. I don't think he's that good of a football player, but he's really fast. I'll give him that. And, yeah, he has saved the Falcons a lot last year. But I really don't see why this team is that special. They're good. Okay. But are they really that special? Falcons 10-6, Panthers 10-6 with the Panthers taking it. Saints 9-7. They're kind of there every single year. Bucks. This is the most boring team in football, if you ask me. There's not that star-worthy player. The closest player they had to that, in my opinion, was Joey Galloway, and now he's on the Patriots. So now they got nothing. This is the most boring, no-name team I've seen in my years of football. And they're just there every single year. They're just there. And I really don't like watching their games. The scores are always very low. I mean, I know the defensive battles, and they have a pretty good defense, but they're just a boring team. Ike Hilliard, that's like their best player, probably. Nah, that's not him. Okay, we'll go to the NFC West. Like I said, I think Cardinals are going to take a turn for the worse this year. And the only team out of this group that I can see picking up the slack is probably the Seahawks. They did have a lot of receivers hurt last year. A lot. I think they lost like 5 or 6 in the first few weeks. Now they got TJ, who's your mama. Yes, that's what I call him. So I think they can improve with him. And I think they're the best possible team to at least reach 8-8. That's how poor I think this division is. So yes, I do think the Cardinals take a turn of the worst just based on karma. I could be wrong. Maybe they can finally break the curse, but history tends to repeat itself. That's all I can say. Rams, 49ers. What more can you say? Rams have been consistently bad. Ever since the greatest show on turf was over, Rams have pretty much been bad every year. Okay, NFC North. Like I said, I think the Bears finally got it back together. I think they're finally going to get back to the playoffs. I think they regrouped. They have a great defense. They have Jay Cutler now, which no one has mentioned in 2 videos I've seen, and that's going to help their team tremendously, if you ask me. Lions, they will win games. Vikings and Packers. Vikings could be better if Brett Favre does not join that team. My opinion. Seth, I expect a response from you. I'm Big 310, and I'm out. Peace.